Do you want to increase brand awareness, attract new patients immediately and consistently, and become the go-to practice in your community? Then learn how to do ground marketing. That's what I'm going to be teaching you in this series. Let's dive in. Making your ground marketing stand out from competitors. Now, most practices play ground marketing. They show up, hand out some things, smile, and leave. But the practices that own ground marketing, they don't just show up in the community. They shape the story of the community. And here's the truth. Ground marketing isn't a task. It's a reputation system. You're not fighting for attention. You're fighting for affection. And affection doesn't come from coupons, discounts, coffee, one event, things like that. It comes from psychological gravity, the invisible pull that makes people think, you know what, I like them. I trust them. I want to tell others about them. And that gravity comes from mastering 4 skills. So number 1, psychological gravity, how to make people feel seen and not sold to. Now, behavioral design research shows that the brain doesn't remember facts all the time. It remembers feelings attached to faces. So when people meet you, they don't store your practice name. They store how you made them feel about themselves. So here's a mindset shift I need you to take. Stop trying to be memorable. Start trying to make them feel memorable. And I'll give you an example. When you're walking into these businesses. Now, a lot of these scripts can be found in the ground marketing course. We go into much more detail, word for word, and the strategies as well, and how you can implement it. All you got to do is just memorize it, read it, and watch the results happen. You'll be able to get into businesses, get new patients from those businesses, and so forth. But I'll give you an example. Let's start with the coffee shop, right? And now the coffee shop, this is like the neighborhood pick-me-up partnership. You walk in, right? You're smiling. You say, hey, how's it going? Maybe you make an order and so forth. And you let them know, man, I appreciate everything you guys do. Your coffee's so amazing. And then you mention your dental practice. We're actually from Michael's practice right here in town. And we always stop by here for like some caffeine therapy before work. So we figured it's only fair we give back to the people who keep our whole team and actually our whole city awake. We wanted to give you guys some of these smile survival kits or smile kits or travel size kits or whatever you want to call them, right? Nothing fancy, just some mints, lip balm, stress balls for your team. And here's something fun. We're starting a new little campaign called Where the Best Smiles Brew. And so we'll tag your shop on social media, highlight your team, and include a photo of your baristas in our local favorites email that goes out to hundreds of nearby families. Is that okay? They're going to love it. That's more This works extremely well for boutique coffee shops, by the way. This is more business for them. They're also feeling appreciated. They're feeling like, man, you notice us, you take care of us. Wow, thank you so much. And you brought us something that's even more incredible. Once they give you the yes, which they always do, then you just pause and smile and say, yeah, real quick, by the way, could we ever leave a few free coffee and cleaning cards for your regulars? It's a free checkup and coffee combo. People love it. And they come for their coffee and they leave with confidence. Obviously, this is the reciprocity principle playing into effect right now. They're going to say yes. They're going to say, oh, yeah, of course. You can even ask, hey, you know what, would ever be okay if we hand these out? Like, I don't know, one of your busiest times, we can just set up a little small booth there while people are waiting for you to make their coffee. And we can just give out coffee and cleaning cards. It's a free checkup and a coffee combo as well, and so forth, right? They'll say yes to that too. Personally, I like to do the booth where I set up right next to that little area. So if you're in Starbucks, you know how there's that area where the barista is making coffee and people are just kind of waiting for their coffee. It's like kind of near like the trash and everything like that. And like the sweeteners, the things to mix the coffee. Anyways, right there, they allow you a lot of times to just set up a booth right next to it or the community wall where everybody posts, like, you know what I mean, their flyers and business cards, which is a lot of the times right there in that same location, just above it. A lot of the times they do let you set up like something small right there. And it takes the pressure off the baristas a lot of the times because they're talking, they decide to talk to you, they decide to engage with you and all that stuff. And lo and behold, little do they know, they just hear their name being called and then, oh, my coffee's already ready, instead of waiting and kind of putting that pressure on the barista. So you can add that into your script. That's what I like to add into my script. Like, hey, we'll be right there. It'll be pressure off your barista and we'll just talk to them and talk you guys up at the same time. They love that too. Now, this works because you're giving them a free promotion and content, right? Where the best smiles brew, maybe something you're doing for the community, which, by the way, if you're not doing anything for the community, meaning like you have a hero wall, community wellness wall, business of the month, a newsletter, something like that, or I'm highlighting one business a week on our social media. If you're not doing anything like that, start doing it now, please, because that is crucial to a lot of ways you can get your foot in the door easily. And you know what I mean? Work with the businesses and at the same time get the people from these businesses to come to your practice. So start something like that. But the coffee shop one works because, like I said, you're giving them a free promotion and content. Maybe you're starting something like Where the Best Smiles Brew, right? You're boosting their traffic and online exposure. Every coffee and cleaning card includes something where they can contact you. But at the same time, if you want to set up a booth there, that's even better because you're getting people on the spot, which I'm always a big fan of. And then they'll proudly display your offers because it makes their business look like a community hub, which is awesome, fantastic. With that in mind, you never want to leave this location without sign up sheet to the employees. Give them something exclusive, maybe a free whitening, maybe something exclusive just for them. That way you can come back and pick it up and see names and numbers and people who want to come in and get that procedure done. So that's one, right? And that whole script is found in the ground marketing course. There's another one, the gym and fitness studio, right? You can do like a hydration and smile challenge, the real estate office, the school and daycare, the salon and spa. And a lot of these, like for example, the salon and spa, you can just talk to them like, hey, we've heard incredible things about you. Yeah, oh, awesome. You know, we've been spotlighting local businesses that help people look and feel their best. And we'd love to feature your salon in our Confidence Collab campaign. We're going to share a few of our self-care tips and tag your business in a post that goes to hundreds of locals. And then you kind of continue with asking them, oh, yeah, awesome. That's really cool. Yeah, wonderful. Awesome. How many people do you have working for? And you know what I mean? You continue with the script and then get the employees to sign up and come on in. But at the same time, now you're collabing with this salon and spa, and you guys are creating something incredible that celebrates their business first, and then at the same time gives back to your practice. And so all the scripts are found in the ground marketing course. So that's going to be in the show notes below. Click on the first link in the show notes below. That way you can become a member to the ground marketing course. I'd love to see you in there, and you can have access to all these scripts. But this is how you win secretly without selling. Number one, every spotlight, it will equal free digital exposure to hundreds of their followers. Okay. Two, every gift or voucher equals built-in patient acquisition channels. Three, every feature post equals credibility multiplier. You're seen promoting others. And four, every collaboration equals emotional ownership. They start calling you for ideas. And that's something you want. You know what I mean? Like that flywheel to keep turning and business calling you and come and set up and do a lot of these things, events and lunch and learns and seminars, and just talk to the employees or just be there. They love partnering with you, and that's what you want. And that's how you're secretly winning without selling. Now, there's a lot of micro moments of reciprocity. People don't remember the giveaway. They remember the gesture that felt unnecessary. So for example, maybe there was like a midweek energy pack for a front desk team that you decided to give them, or a handwritten note saying, thanks for keeping this neighborhood happy. Right? It could just be a handwritten note to the barista or whoever you're talking to, the gym ownership or the gym owner or the salon person or teachers and so forth. But just remember, every interaction should end with them thinking that was thoughtful. That's the seed of trust right there. So remember, number one is psychological gravity. You want to make people feel seen, not sold. Make them feel memorable. So you're complimenting them first. You're letting them know, man, thank you for everything you do. Teachers, wow, you guys are incredible. I really appreciate it. You have one of the hardest jobs in the world. You're keeping kids smiling all day. So we wanted to help you keep your smiles strong too. We started something called Teachers Make a Smile Week. And every month we pick one school to feature. And then you continue with the script, right? Real estate, same thing. Hey, we've been helping a few real estate offices create what we call a welcome home smile pack. Basically, every time you close a new home, you give the family this little box because you guys are making families so happy. And we really appreciate it. We heard incredible things about you guys. So you see what I mean? You're making them feel good. You're making them feel memorable. And that's what you want to do because then they remember you. Now, number two, you want to position power. Become the category of one. So what I mean is your brand shouldn't compete in dentistry. It should compete in meaning. And this is what I mean. The old way is, hey, we're pediatric dentistry, or we're pediatric practice, or implant specialists. Those are labels. The new way, the way you want to position it is, we're builders of fearless kids. We're architects of confidence. We're curators of community smiles. See, you're no longer selling a service. You're narrating an identity. And here's the key. Contextual relevance beats constant repetition. So if you're at a booth at a gym, you can say, we help your members keep their smile as strong as them, or as strong as their core, right? If you're at the senior center, we help every grandparent smile confidently for every photo. Or at the school, hey, we help your students grow up cavity free and full of confidence. So when your message fits the environment, it feels native, not intrusive. And what you can do is you can also have borrowed authority. In a previous episode, we talked about authority in ground marketing, and we talked about this, how to borrow authority. And if you're let's just say at LA Fitness every single month, setting up a booth there, you can say, hey, this is presented by Bright Smile Dental and LA Fitness Gym, because healthy bodies deserve healthy smiles. You see what I mean? You're borrowing authority there. You're utilizing their name. You don't just stand beside respected brands. You absorb their trust halo. And that's position power. Because if they trust that, they're like, man, I go to LA Fitness all the time, or I go to this CrossFit gym all the time. I know the owners, I know the trainers, all these things. Oh man, now the dental practice is partnered up with them. Your authority boosts it a little bit more, and you're positioning yourself in a better way. So position power. Always remember that. Become the category of one. Number 3, participation loops. Now, this is the science of staying in the story. Ground marketing fails when it's treated like an event. And I see that so many times. It's an event. I'm setting up for an event. What should I get for this event? And we treat it like one event. We kind of ramp up one single event, and then that's it. But the magic happens when it becomes an ecosystem. So here's your goal. Don't be the visitor that drops by. Be the neighbor that never left. How? You turn visibility into participation through loops. Small recurring touch points that make you part of the rhythm of their business. So for example, if it's a coffee shop, smile of the week wall, right? If it's a monthly teacher treat drop with rotating schools, you do that every single month. You do a quarterly hydration challenge with the gym every quarter. And the realtor welcome home smile pack, that's constant. You're giving that to them almost monthly. But these are loops, right? Smile of the week, monthly teacher drops, quarterly hydration challenge. You're doing this, and each touch point pulls you back into the narrative without asking for permission again. And one thing I want you to keep in mind is the 333 loop. Now, in a previous episode, we went deep in how you should follow up with your ground marketing prospects, the leads that you get, and so forth, and even the businesses. But keep this in mind. Super simple, 333 loop. So once you go in there, do your whole strategy, your script, it goes well, boom. 3 hours later, send a thank you message. Hey, we loved meeting your team today. Your energy is contagious. Something like that. 3 days later, send a recap or photo. Hey, here's that moment we talked about. Boom. That's it, right? 3 weeks later, invite them to a new micro event. Hey, you're officially invited to our smile drop next month. And you continue, right? It's 333. You're sending them a thank you message. You send them a recap photo, and then you invite them to a new micro event. It can even be a thing in your practice that you decide to do, whatever you want, but invite them to something 3 weeks later. These are emotional bookmarks. Each one reinforces predictability, the foundation of trust. And here's the thing. The 3 weeks later where you are inviting them to a micro event, it could be, hey, just want to let you know we're doing the teacher drop. And it can be the coffee shop, right? We're doing a teacher drop here at this school. I don't know if you have any friends or families who go there, but we'd love to have you participate. If you know a teacher that is incredible at this school and you wanted to vote for her to be part of the teacher week or whatever, we definitely love to see that and so forth, right? So you're getting more people involved in specific things. Or it could be anything else, right? Like coffee shop smile of the week, and you want the realtor to participate. Just say like, hey, we're doing coffee shop smile of the week this upcoming week, and we'd love to know which barista or which coffee shop you prefer the most. That way we can highlight them on our smile of the week wall. And now you're getting them involved, right? You're getting other people involved that you communicated with different things. So these are emotional bookmarks. Each one reinforces predictability, the foundation of trust. Remember that. Predictability is huge here. So that's participation loops. You're getting people to participate. And 4 proof cycles. How to turn moments into momentum. Now, people don't believe promises. They believe patterns. Proof isn't about shouting success. It's about showing rhythm. You want them to think, hey man, they always show up. They always follow through. They always make people smile. That's your reputation loop. You want that. So build proof systems. You want to track decisions, not handouts. That's number 1, okay? Track decisions, not handouts. It looks like this. We had 60 conversations and 12 new patients booked. That's not vanity. That's validation. If you track, hey, we had 60 conversations, 60 people took things, our business cards are almost all gone, and I brought 100. We're not really tracking the validation. We're just tracking things that were handouts, right? Freebies. So we had 60 conversations and 12 new patients booked. Boom, validation. Post partnership gratitude. That's number two. You want to send them a huge thanks, right? So huge thanks to the local gym, LA Fitness, for letting us celebrate members today. You all made our Friday awesome. Make a post of this. Tag, share, and thank them. Don't brag. Just tag, share, and thank them. Every event should have so much content that you make that it can be for months. So the next following month, make another post about that same exact event and how much you enjoyed it, what you liked about it. Make it specific. And same thing, tag, share, and thank. Number three, create signature traditions. This is huge, okay? And this is going to be trial and error. And all of them may be great, meaning all of them may produce you with new patients. But I want you to hyper focus on the ones that produce you the most patients. And then you start sharpening it and how it can continue to be fantastic. So you want to create signature traditions like Smile Week, maybe a cavity-free carnival, neighborhood gratitude month. These become expected events, not surprises. And when something's expected, it's trusted. And here's a cool thing. The cavity-free carnival, that was a pediatric practice who's a member. And I always thought like, oh man, people are going to feel left out if they're not cavity-free or anything like that. And it was mainly for the children who are like, hey man, you followed up, you did fantastic, you did good. They're also doing one for when their braces are off for the year, kind of a thing. Another carnival for that, which is exciting to see. I'll keep you guys updated. But the cavity-free one, for that year, hey, for this year, it was a cavity-free carnival. And so they invite everybody. And I always thought, like, what about the people who aren't cavity-free? And they were like, yep, they don't get invited. And it's interesting because you'd think like, oh, they're going to feel left out and everything. But how many people are really thinking like, I feel left out, that I didn't go to the dentist? Not many. To this day, they've yet to see someone be like, well, why am I not invited? My child feels left out. No. But the people who are invited feel extremely appreciated, exclusive, and that loyalty becomes super strong, super intense. They're like, man, you're appreciating us taking care of our children. You're appreciating our children taking care of their teeth. You're doing a whole cavity-free carnival. This is incredible. And the amount of referrals that come from that is incredible because they're able to invite the rest of their family and things like that, which a lot of the times their family does come. But even just that, parents post it up on social media, all these things, and it's such a cool thing. And it's so easy at that carnival to introduce the cavity-free club where you have the kids be like, hey, look, like this is the carnival, but you can also win prizes along the year if you do this and that. If you were part of the club, it's kind of like a membership plan. It's fantastic, incredible. I highly recommend you guys doing a cavity-free carnival if you're a pediatric practice. It's super awesome. I may go into detail with that in a further episode later down the road on how to set that up, build it, and everything like that. But anyways, number 3, you want to create signature traditions. And 4, you want to have an emotional ROI over a marketing ROI. Here's the thing. When I say that emotional ROI over marketing ROI, I don't mean ignore your marketing ROI. No, keep it in mind. Make sure things are working. The data is working. In a previous episode, we talked about that. Make sure your data makes sense. And if your data is making sense, now you want to look at the emotional ROI. What's producing more emotion? So every 90 days, ask, are we more trusted now than we were last quarter? And then sit down with your team and see what happens. Trust is your compounding currency. Remember that. And then the experience gap. This is interesting because most practices compete for wallets, but smart ones compete for hearts. But the legendary, they compete for ownership of the feeling people get when they hear their name. That's the experience gap. It's why people will drive 20 minutes past 4 other offices to see you. They don't remember your promo. They remember the predictability of warmth. When others go with gimmicks, you go with gratitude. When others chase attention, you earn affection. And affection scales faster than any ad. So recall and remember, you want visibility, connection, collaboration, and integration. So number 1, visibility. Hey, you want them to think we showed up. And the results are awareness. 2 is connection. Hey, they liked us. The result is trust. 3 is collaboration. We built something together. The result is authority. And 4, integration. They can't imagine the community without us. And the result for that is loyalty. And that's how you build it. That's like the pyramid. Visibility, we showed up. That means you're showing up. 2 is connection. Hey, they liked us. That builds trust. 3 is collaboration. Hey, we built something together. That's authority. And then 4 is integration. Man, they can't imagine the community without us. And they'll tell you that. I can't imagine this community without you guys. And that's loyalty. Every time you climb a level, your marketing costs will drop and your referral base will multiply. That's what it means to own the ground marketing, not just walk on. Ground marketing isn't about handing out freebies. It's about handing people a reason to believe in you. And when your practice becomes the emotional favorite in your city, you stop chasing attention and start leading the local story. So I want you to remember these 4 points, okay? Remember, number 1, psychological gravity. You want to make every single business feel seen and appreciated. 2 is position power. You want to own the space no one tries to claim. And the way you want to position it is different. Remember, you don't want to just say, hey, we're a pediatric dentist. Hey, we're an implant specialist. No, you want to make it in a way that sparks emotion. Hey, we're architects of confidence. We're builders of fearless kids and so forth. Okay. And then 3, participation loops, turning first hellos into future traditions. Start making traditions. Make something weekly, monthly, quarterly with your new move-ins. I know the realtor episode just dropped not that long ago. So do that. Work with your realtors. Make sure you're always participating in their new move-in packets and so forth. Make something traditional, right? And then proof cycles, showing the world you don't just show up, but you follow through. All right. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode. All this information, the scripts, everything you heard, and so much more is found in the ground marketing course. It gives you a step-by-step process on how to do it. Even if you're like, I'm super new at ground marketing and I have no idea where to start, I guide you through that whole process. I guide you through how to get into your first events, how to set up partnerships with local businesses so they refer people to you, how to get into corporations, small businesses, large businesses, hospitals, daycare, schools, coffee, everything. I teach you how to get into these locations, get the employees to come in, and at the same time, get their customers, residents, and members, and so much more people to not only be aware of you, but to go into your practice and become your patient. That's all found in the ground marketing course. So I'm going to put a link to it in the show notes below. Click on the first link in the show notes below, and I'd love to see you in the course. All right. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I can't wait to talk to you in the next episode.